And now for our top story, race becomes an issue once again in the campaign. McCain's people have accused Senator Obama of injecting race into the presidential debate when he said this.
The only strategy they've got in this election is to try to scare you about me. They're going to try to say that I'm a risky guy. They're going to try to say, well, you know, he's got a funny name. And he doesn't look like all the presidents on the dollar bills and the $5 bills.
And then today in Florida, Obama was confronted by some hecklers who also made race the central issue.
In the face of all these attacks that are clearly being made on the African community, why is it that you have not had the ability to not one time speak to the interests and even speak on behalf of the oppressed and exploited African community or black community?
Joining us now from New York is LaRue Lewis, a professor of black studies at the City College of New York. And here in the studio with me, Bishop Harry Jackson, author of the book, The Truth in Black and White. Gentlemen, great to see both of you. LaRue, let's start with you. Now, I saw this thing unfold today on the campaign trail, and as a Republican, I think that questioner of Obama, that was clearly a McCain plant. What do you think?
I don't think it was a McCain plant, but I think it's important to acknowledge that African Americans are a diverse population. So the folks who were at the Barack Obama rally today said, why hasn't Barack Obama spoken specifically to black interests? Which heightens the question of how Barack Obama has framed his campaign, which has really been around the uplift of Americans at large, not specifically one group or race.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be post-racial, Bishop Jackson, and yet Barack Obama said, well, they're going to say I have a funny-sounding name, and I don't look like those dollar bill people. I don't know what we're supposed to take from that other than he's talking about his race. He says he's not. He's talking about being a Washington outsider. But to me, I mean, that is just insulting to the intelligence of the American people. Of course he was talking about race.
Yeah, he played the race card. What he hopes to do, since McCain has gone negative on him, is to cast this shadow that anything that McCain says as negative is racist. And he did that against Hillary Clinton. It was very powerful. Hillary started stumbling over herself. Anytime she talked, folks said racist, racist, racist. And it became a problem. So I think that McCain probably moved earlier than Obama thought. And because he did, he had to unveil this now. I believe that he was going to do this later on in the campaign when the Jeremiah Wright situation came up again. And everyone is saying he's dangerous. He was then going to say, watch out, it's a race issue.
Hey, LaRue, go ahead. No, I just want to ask you, you can respond to that. But look, when Obama says funny-sounding name, and I don't look like the guys on the currency, what exactly are we supposed to take from that? I mean, his ears, his eyebrows, I don't know what we're supposed to take from that. But why doesn't he just say, yeah, I'm an African-American, candidate for the presidency, and this is historic. Hello? Why didn't you say that?
That's because Barack Obama wants us to acknowledge that he's different in a number of ways. He's younger than most presidents. He doesn't play the same politics.
He didn't say that.
His ethnic heritage.
No.
And he also didn't say his race was the only factor. If you look at who's on the dollar bills, there's only one presidential person who's younger than Barack Obama. He says that people want to think of him as different. So when Americans hear things like the race card, as McCain brought up, they're heightened to think that he's centering on race when he's talking about multiple identities.
Well, I have
he's
a
someone
question,
who has a diverse background.
I have a question, LaRue. When he says his candidacy is historic, what is he talking about?
It's historic because it represents a change in politics. You have more political participation from the grassroots. You have a different person from ethnic background. You have a different set of policies that are coming about. So that is quintessentially a change and a challenge to American mainstream politics.
I think all of us right now would be hard-pressed to name one policy that he differed on with John Kerry. So I don't know how much of a change that is. But Bishop Jackson, here's my thought on this, is that when race becomes central to this campaign, as in the moment it is, I think that hurts Barack Obama in a number of ways. I think people want to believe that a new generation of Americans especially is moving beyond race. But as he says he's post-racial, isn't that in effect still acknowledging that race does matter here?
Well, race does matter, but I believe that the American public is going to benefit from this discussion. We don't know how to talk about race, but I hate the fact that there's this denial that we're talking about what we're actually talking about. It's crazy. My opponent here, if I can call him that, sounded ludicrous when saying that he must be talking about his age. Absolutely, he's not talking about his age. But I think we don't know how to talk about it. We're not comfortable. And he is trying to win with a knockout punch of saying, I got there first. You can't attack me, just like Hillary couldn't attack me because I'm black.
He's acknowledging history, right? Race is one of many factors. Now, if you keep on saying it's just race, you ignore the rest of the comment and the context of the quote that he suggested.
Well, right.
So now, if you want to say, okay, he's just concentrating on race, then throw out the rest of it. The reality is he's really interested in policies. He's interested in youth. He's interested in grassroots
What does that
activism.
mean?
That means that he doesn't want this simply to boil down to race. He wants you to ask him what he's doing
Really?
about
He wants a
predatory
substantive
lending.
debate? Then why
Absolutely.
isn't he? Why won't he agree to one town hall with John McCain?
He's got a town hall meeting happening today in which he's answering
John
spontaneous
McCain.
questions. That's his choice. He will, at some point, agree. He wants to have a conversation about race.
Conversation about
politics that doesn't simply fall down into race.
Okay, here's the problem, is that when you go out there and you say, well, they're trying to make me a person that you're afraid of and that I'm risky. No, I think what John McCain said is that he's inexperienced on foreign policy. His domestic policies, when it comes to the economy, are going to end up raising our taxes and decreasing American economic productivity. That's what his point is. He's not talking about a funny name or a looking different from the currency. He's talking about policies and experience and lack of experience.
And I agree with that. I think that Obama needs to respond with substance and stay on message. That's his biggest asset. If he'll do that, it's important. I think if Paris Hilton commercials were what spawned this attack.
Well, and Barack Obama is staying on points, talking about policies and really trying to extend the dialogue beyond race.
I applaud that. I want a substantive discussion, but the Paris Hilton, Britney Spears thing, that was not anything to do about race.
That was a low point for
the New York Times saying that was about race. It's not. It was about celebrity culture in America and whether he's part of it. Gentlemen, I appreciate it.